there, everybody. My name is Tony Grillo. Welcome to my channel. And I've been going through some of my Facebook stuff. And yeah, I have a lot of beer drinking friends. And you're probably well aware of by now that this Dylan Mulvaney character, I think everybody knows who he is. He is transitioning to be a woman. He's like wants to be the next Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner, and this is a guy who lives with his mom and dad, and apparently he is hasn't really had a great career as a performer and a stage I don't know, whatever it is he does, tries to be an actor, and all of a sudden he jumped on this trans movement and decided became a huge star on TikTok when he decided he was going to tell his story about all the surgeries he's having done and his journey into so-called womanhood. And he's been getting endorsements everywhere, and he appeared speak to the president and actually asked the president that he wanted children to be able to get access to sex-changing drugs and operations. I mean, I don't care what you do with your own world, but yourself, as an adult. But when you start messing with kids, I think you're a monster. I really do. And any product that wants to support Dylan Mulvaney, you're a monster as well. And I don't think it's cute. I honestly believe he's suffering from a mental illness. And the way I look at it is that, you're not going to tell a person who is suffering from anorexia, you're not going to affirm their belief that they're fat. You're not going to tell them, hey, you're fat, when they are suffering from anorexia. They're suffering from mental illness. It causes them pain and depression. And it's the same thing with, gender dysphoria. It's a mental illness. You have to learn to be happy with who you are and love yourself for what you are, and not try to be something that you aren't. I mean, I said this in the past. I want to be a hockey player, and a professional hockey player, but I'm too old and I'm not in shape, and so I can't make you call me a Chicago Blackhawk when I'm not a Chicago Blackhawk. So anyways, I was looking at this post in particular. I thought it was hilarious. It's from one of my friends named Chad Hanna, and he actually owns a restaurant, liquor store. He has rock bands perform at his place. I'm not going to say where it is because I know there's a bunch of people that, you're just going to go attack people just because they don't agree with your fantasies and your delusions. But believe it or not, you are a minority. You are not in the majority, and more people are going to start standing up to you and are going to start speaking out because you guys, you're out there yelling, you want recognition, but so now you're getting it, and you don't like what you're hearing. You don't want to hear that people don't support your viewpoints, that people don't want you messing with their kids' heads and their kids' bodies and spreading your delusions. I'm going to tell this quick story. I was watching Matt Walsh, And he had this really funny exchange with a trans activist, a trans person who claimed they were an EMT. He told the EMT, okay, trans person, this was a guy who looked like a woman, okay, and they had this back and forth exchange, and Matt said, I have a question to ask you. He said, you're an EMT, right? And the guy said, yeah. So he said, what would you do if a guy said, if you saw a trans person there, and he said he was suffering from menstrual cramps. Would you go along with his assessment? And it was funny because that EMT, if you haven't seen that clip, you got to go watch it on Matt Walsh. He's got it a couple different places. That EMT actually just couldn't answer the question for 30 seconds. Nothing. He couldn't come up with anything. And then finally he shrugged his shoulders, and he had to let Matt know, yeah, you got me on that one. He's like, yeah, I would not diagnose a man for having menstrual cramps, okay? And then he said, okay, but then the trans guy was trying to say there is a because he's like into biology, because he's an EMT and stuff. He has this a better knowledge of biology. He said there's a spectrum range of sexuality, and Matt Walsh countered with that by saying, okay, what if a person's only has one leg? I mean, we know the norm is 2 legs, but what if a person, for whatever reasons, he only has 1 leg? Are you going to say that there's a spectrum of legs to a person? I mean, are you going to tell people that they could be a centipede, that they could have 100 legs? He said, no. The normal is a person has 2 legs. If they don't have 2 legs, then there's a reason for that. Whether it be he was born that way, or he lost it fighting war, or he got in an accident. There's a reason. The normal is people have 2 legs. There is no spectrum of legs. So anyways, here we go. And Chad says, I will no longer be selling this swill. A brilliant marketing strategy to go straight to the bottom, but it wasn't too far from there anyways. It's just another example how ridiculous things have gotten. I still can't believe this is real. And yeah, we identify now as the queen of beers, Bud Light. So I just want to look at some of these comments like this. Why are all the annoying ass people from the same country? Like, where even is? Yeah, we live in the same country. We all have the same flag. It's called, the Star Spangled Banner, people. Deal with it, I'm out. Yeah, we won't drink any Anheuser-Busch brands anymore. Well, they just lost billions from us. Anheuser-Busch is trash anyway. I don't even drink. I tell you what, I really don't even like Bud Light. I mean, I had it as a college kid, I drank it, but that's because it was cheap, but here in Wisconsin we drink, Miller, and I'm glad Miller is part of Coors. Yeah, sick world we live in. Yeah. Personally, I could care less. Customers will decide anyway, but the memes are too funny. So, yeah, same shitty taste, new, hard to swallow bottle, Budweiser. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't know if I can zoom in. Yeah, I don't want to zoom in because I might mess it up. All right, here we go. Beverage pretending to be beer features man pretending to be woman. Yep. This has to be a joke from April Fool's Day. You know, I actually thought it was an April Fool's joke, but it turns out it's real. It is totally real. Yep. The horse commercials will be lit, no doubt. Yeah, here we go. Here are the memes now. You got Bud Girls 1988, Bud Girls 2023. Yeah, they're guys now that dressed as women. Here's another one. When you're on your first date and she orders a Bud Light. Yeah, now he's wondering if he's dating a woman or a man. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my goodness. I know, I feel like I'm living in a bizarre world, I wrote. So, well, that's all I gotta say. Hey, have a great day. You know, even you people that, you know, are suffering from the delusion that a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man. You know, the fact that you are in the minority, less than what is it, like 3% of the entire U.S. population actually believes that. But you know, you guys are making a big stink out there, and you're messing up our world. You know, and so yeah, you're gonna have people are gonna start speaking out. So deal with that. You know, but I hope everybody has a great day. I don't care, you know, who you are. You know, we should all try to be nice to each other. You know, and it's okay, you know, for a person to not support what it is you believe in, and even you other people that don't believe what I think. Yeah, you're okay to have your opinion. That's all right. It's okay, you know. Go, you know, if you feel that way, go drink your Bud Light, you know. I actually wonder how many people that are like Caitlyn Jenner and Dylan Mulvaney actually really do drink Bud Light. I saw the videos of Dylan Mulvaney in the bathtub, you know, drinking Bud Lights and splashing bubbles everywhere. Yeah, I really don't think he does that in real. Well, maybe he does do that in real life. I don't know. I think he just started doing that when he got money, when he got a paycheck, you know. But God, this guy is really making the dough, isn't he? With his whole, you know, woman act. I mean, he appeared. Where did he appear? In some big theater out somewhere. You know, he did a big show. Yeah. We are living in a bizarre world. We really are. But, and that's why sometimes you just, you know, gotta laugh about it. So anyways, I'm out of here. Wisconsin Hugs.